you do this fun segment on TikTok where you discuss and rate AI characters on screen based on AI ethics. And we've talked about AI ethics throughout this conversation. And I wonder, what are the standards in an AI ethics test that you use?
Yes, so this series on TikTok is a little bit tongue in cheek. So I use some of these very classic principles that people used to use in AI ethics assessments. So things like fairness, explainability. So how well can we know how a system has come to a particular decision? Trustworthiness. These principles have been critiqued quite a lot on the basis that they're often quite high level and it can be a little bit hard to understand what they mean in context. But one of the reasons why I quite like to apply these principles to science fiction characters is because I just think it's quite funny. Like, obviously, if you have the Terminator kind of coming out to eradicate people, you might say, okay, well, I think this probably, isn't going to pass most of these tests. But yes, I mean, something I do think is really helpful, though, is in recent years, we've seen these broad standards be contextualized and nuanced a bit by critical voices. So, for example, people have asked questions like, what does it mean for a system to not just be technically fair in that it weights groups equally or it treats different groups or within data equally? And what would it mean actually for a tool to be like politically fair or socially fair? So to be responsive to the inequalities that already exist in our world. And so I think those kinds of questions are really good. But in the meantime, I'll continue to rate these sci-fi characters in film for a little bit of a laugh and a little bit of public education.